Good morning. It's Thursday morning. Today's going to be even warmer than yesterday. So drink plenty of fluid, stay inside, stay cool, etc., etc. You know all the drill. Do what you have to do to take care of yourself. Okay. Today we read Matthew 7:15 through 20. Beware of the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. You will recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? So every healthy tree bears good fruit, but the diseased tree bears bad fruit. A healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a diseased tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus you will recognize them by their fruits. Jesus gets pretty real here in this part of this chapter. He starts talking about false prophets. Now, who are the false prophets? We read in the book of Acts, as Paul and his friends went around various places, occasionally they'd come across a church that had been formed by some other preacher. Sometimes that preacher had not known the full gospel or had given them misinformation about Jesus and what he did and who he was and things like that. In those days, they didn't have the New Testament. I mean, that was being written by different people along the way, and the churches did not have any kind of New Testament, nor did they have what we have, which is centuries of theological reflection and refinement and discernment about what is true doctrine and what is not. All they had was the message that was preached. And so you'd have these people that would say, oh, this is a pretty good gig, and they'd go around and start preaching and taking up offerings and making a living. And they were false prophets. Back in the Old Testament, it says somewhere that you can tell a prophet by the effectiveness and the truthfulness of his message by whether it comes to pass or not. So Jeremiah told the king that destruction was coming, and the other 400 prophets said, "Oh no, it's not. You're going to be great. We're going to have a great season. It's the economy's going to flourish, and we're all going to be great." And Jeremiah kept saying, "No, it's not going to happen," and it didn't happen. And that's why we remember Jeremiah's name and not the other 400 prophets. Similarly, in the New Testament time, you have these false prophets going around, and Jesus says they're like wolves in sheep's clothing. They're there to eat the sheep, and they don't care really for the sheep or the church. They're just there to satisfy their own needs and stuff. Now, I hesitate to get on here in public and say so-and-so is a false prophet, but there are plenty of them around. I think the entire prosperity gospel with these millionaires telling you on TV that they need a second airplane and a bigger house and all that stuff, that verges on false prophecy to me. I don't think we're getting the gospel in its fullness, and the gospel that includes the fact that you have to suffer sometimes. We're not hearing that from those people. So that's just one thing. But so we have to know by their fruits. We have to discern who are the ones who are telling the truth and who are the ones who are not. I know those things are difficult, and it's a hot day, and you would like something warmer and fuzzier or cooler and fuzzier, but that's not where we are in Matthew. So that's the message for today, and stay cool, and hey, wear a mask because COVID's getting bad again. See you tomorrow.